Edwards covers up, and now an uppercut and elbow.
Kamaru's all over him.
Usman letting it all go now.
A dejected challenger.
Yes.
Listen, stop feeling sorry for your well, come on then. What's wrong with you? You're too now. You gotta pull the out of the fire.
Stay sharp.
Come on, Leon, man. You got it, man. Come on.
You got a victory for Leon Edwards.
But that is not the cloth from which he is cut. I mean, that is a dejected...
There it is. Describe what this feels like.
Can't put into words, Joe. It's been a long 4 years. The old doubted me, I couldn't do it. The old said I couldn't do it. Look at me now. Living in pound for pound. Headshot, dead. That's it.
Leon Edwards can make a grown man cry, you know. You might think I'm referring to his inspiring story climbing towards the belt, but no, I'm instead referring to this guy repeatedly putting up performances that have me feeling like this. It's nigh impossible to root for this guy, because even when he wins, it's kind of bogus to watch, and when he loses, it's like seeing someone stand in front of a steamroller with their hands in their pockets. No amount of fiery pep talk can get him to simply strafe to the left, or strafe to the right. He accepts being flattened. Leon just dropped his second loss in a row to the tattooed boa constrictor Sean Brady, and it wasn't pretty. Brady crushed him like an empty soda can, and in front of his home crowd, no less. This was supposed to be Edwards showing us improvements he'd made in a camp against an opponent who would attempt some similar things that Bilal did, but he more or less just looked like same old Leon in there, to be honest.
Something that I was talking to Karen about before, and then Mike brought it up, and that is his shot in the third round.
Horrible idea.
Was you as surprised as we were?
I was like, thank you. He said, I think he said, he was like, oh, fuck. Oh, no. He said something like he knew he fucked up. So I was very happy when he did that.
Low output, straight striking at range, and then getting swamped when the stocky grappler gets in his grill. You could have told me that he took both of these fights back to back like one night after the other, and I'd believe it. I want to clarify that I'm not going to come out here and say some goofy shit like, oh, he's donezo, he should retire, or that he was never really that good. Nah, get fucked. He's 33 years old, and he just had two horrendous stylistic matchups back to back. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here and pretend that he's shit all of a sudden. He was on a 13 fight unbeaten streak before losing to Bilal. He's good. We don't need to pounce on him like a bunch of vultures. Come on. What I do feel though is Leon Edwards is one frustrating ass motherfucker to watch. Rather than saying he was never good, I think it's clear that from what we've seen, he's just barely ever given it his all in there. He's so elite on the feet and pretty good everywhere else in general that he has the privilege of kind of sticking things on autopilot and coasting to decisions when he really does have the tools to put people away if he really wanted to. We've seen the occasional performance from him where he was whooping someone's ass and made you double take like, okay, Leon, damn. Before the brutal eye poke cut things short, Edwards was putting it on Bilal in their first fight. He looked aggressive and mean in there. For the first few rounds of the Nate Diaz fight, he was tossing him around the octagon like a rubber chicken. We get glimpses of how sick Edwards can be when he actually tries, so that makes it all the more agonizing to watch when he doesn't do that. Agonizing in the sense that if you're a fan of him, you're watching your boy just kind of shit the bed, and also agonizing for general viewers because it's no secret at this point that Leon has the Geiger counter blipping deep in the red zone with how radioactive he is to watch most of the time. This guy is just boring. I'm sorry. He's quiet and reserved outside the cage, which is fine, totally fine. Seems like a chill ass dude. Unlike someone like JDM, for example, who goes out there and makes himself known by putting on fun fights, Edwards does not, and it's annoying. I want to take y'all back to the second fight with Usman. No one was really clamoring for this title fight, but it's the one that made the most sense. He was pretty much in the same spot that Bilal was before their fight. Leon deserved it, but he was so unremarkable, and he got rocked by Nate Diaz in the fight prior that many thought Usman was about to swallow him whole like a leviathan. Okay, pause. I don't know why the fuck I worded it like that. Anyways, fight plays out pretty much verbatim to what people imagined for 4 rounds. Leon did good in the first, but he started getting thwomped in the next 3. It was dour. And it's like you could read on his face how badly he didn't want to be in there. It took an explosive wake-up call from his coach to kick him into gear. So he goes in there, and the last minute of the fight that he is very much losing, he pulls it off.
The cloth from which he is cut. I mean, that is a dejected... Oh! No!
There it is.
No!
Oh my God.
Genuinely, probably the most shocking moment in a title fight I can think of in recent memory. He proved all the naysayers wrong, and he let him have it.
I'm from the trenches. I've been dying my whole life now. Look at me now. Look at me now.
I was fully on board, man. He made me a fan like that in that moment. Don't get me wrong, Usman was a great champ, but I personally was really excited for this potential Edwards era we had. And then he solidified it by having a really good showing in the rubber match the year after. It felt like he finally found his groove, you know? And then the Colby Covington fight happened. Not only was this matchup on paper a big bunch of baloney, but it ended up being a big pile of garbage, rubbish, trash ass in the process. Neither guy really tried much of anything, with Covington's signature insane chain wrestling style completely absent until the final round. It was bizarre. What was even more bizarre is the fact that Edwards had a very weak, off-kiltered Colby standing in front of him, which we later learned was due to an injury that he sustained in the first round. But he didn't step on the gas whatsoever. He just stood at range, feinted, pot-shotted for what felt like decades. It was shit up a baby's back. He won the fight, kept his belt, good job. But it was like, okay, great. Can we get a refund, please? Yeah, apparently he could only escape his primal urges to be as exciting as a bowl of raisins for so long. It was back to regularly scheduled shit break fight, which is unfortunate because he was the champ. Then he lost his belt to Bilal, where he basically just got mogged the entire time. Bilal marched him down, had quicker hands somehow, and had his way with him on the ground. Every screenshot you see in this fight of Leon, it just depicts him looking like someone just poured brake fluid into his cornflakes, which admittedly could have been down to the UFC's heinous decision to hold this UK event at prime time. Leon and Bilal were fighting at like 5 a.m. I don't really want to just say that's the reason why he looked bad. It discredits Bilal for his efforts, and everyone on the card had time to adjust. They knew this was coming. So I think it was just down to him getting mogged fair and square. He just got fucked up. I was interested to see how this Brady one would play out, as we'd seen him do well against Usman in the grappling sequences, especially in that third one, with the difference being Usman has no jiu-jitsu, but Brady is a menace. I was kind of hoping Edwards would snag this one and look really impressive, showing us all the holes in his game that he'd filled up. But alas, he got curb stomped again and actually finished for the first time in the UFC. He basically looked the same in this fight that he did in the last one, just kind of flat. Damn, man. I think I fell out of being a fan of this guy about as fast as I became a fan of him. When he became champ and followed it up with a good showing against Usman in the trilogy, I was like, hell yeah, brother, headshot dead, fuck yeah. But the last 3 fights have been dog ass as far as he's concerned. It boils down to this. If Leon's winning, he's doing about as little as possible to scrape by, playing it super safe. Some might say that's fine, he's entitled to do that, and sure, but if he wants people to pay to watch him, that style is poison. And if he's losing, he kind of just accepts his opponents, handing him his ass on a silver platter. It was truly saddening watching that Bilal fight and seeing his coach try to wake him up and put that fire in his heart again, and it just didn't work that time. He folded like a lawn chair in there, and then he just folded again. It also sucks that he went from being matched up against JDM in a striker versus striker setup to Sean Brady in a eat shit and die in this guillotine setup. The UFC is cruel. But like I said, he isn't totally toast. He's in his prime years. He just clearly has some things to work on. Now, on the bright side, Bilal and Brady are both the most talented grapplers in the rankings, so it's not like he'll have to do this again, unless he racks up some more wins and looks towards the belt again. He'll be back. Let's just hope he brings the fire next time.